you guys this morning, or actually this afternoon. Well, shoot, tonight. I guess it's afternoon here, but tonight where most of you guys are at. And so, it was an honor for Stephanie to let me train you guys on the system that I use with my team to help people have success right away. To share with you guys, so you guys know that the fruits from the labors, that this system really does work. Let me go ahead and share with you guys some of the stories before I get into this of why you want to become a D3 factory in this business. So the first check I'm going to show you guys is, let's see, that was my check for January, $24,000. So that was my first month as an executive director. Let me show you guys, let's see, right there. Okay, so here's how this really does work, with why you want to become a D3 factory. This is Kelly Hunt's check. Kelly enrolled the last day, I believe it was the last day of October is when she enrolled as a customer. In the first part of November, I met up with Kelly and her husband, Brandon, and this was just November a few months ago. I met up with them, and met up with Kelly first, and she goes, Josh, I really want to make this happen. I do hair. I have a salon. My husband works all the time. He has to leave by 4 in the morning to go to his job. My kids never see him. I really, really want to make this work for me and my family. And so I said, okay, well, I'm just headed off to Hawaii. As soon as I get back, I'll be back on November 19th. I want to do an in-home presentation for you. And here's this simple system that I use to help people have success right away. So you want to invite as many people as you can to your first home meeting. And so I flew home on November 19th. I flew in at about 10 o'clock in the morning. That night I went and did Kelly's first in-home presentation, and she was able to get to Director 2 her first month in November of just last year. They were able to make a little over $1,000. Because of that check, that $1,000 check, that put a lot of belief in them. And we were following this system. They barely missed Director 3 by, I think it was 23 points is what they missed Director 3 by in November. And so then they decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and really give it a good effort, because that was probably about 12 to 14 hours worth of effort in November. And so we decided to really give it a really good effort through December, which most people think it's hard to build a business in December. I love building in December because that's where you find your leadership, and people that don't treat the entire month like a holiday, they want to really take this seriously. And so in December, Brandon and Kelly, through following this program, they're able to get to Director 4, and their check was over $5,600. And then this check here is from January. They went from Director 4 to Senior Director in the month of January through following this system. And because they were coachable and willing to do whatever I told them they needed to do, they're able to make this check of $16,000 their third month of building Melaleuca, which basically was 2.5 months to senior, if you count them as far as their very first presentation that they did was November 19th. So, and then we also have a story, Jared Barnes. So Kelly and Brandon were the #1 senior directors in January, and I'm pretty sure they were the #1 senior directors last year. So when you guys get your new magazine in the Leadership in Action, you'll see their picture as the #1 senior. Then the #1 director for January, and probably for last month as well, was a guy by the name of Jared Barnes. Jared got started. He has no business credibility, and so people kind of laughed at him, gave him a hard time for doing this as a business. He's a young kid. He's a Gen Wire, and he works up at Hill Air Force Base as a jet engine mechanic. And but he really wanted to make this thing happen because he didn't want to work for anybody else anymore, and he really wanted to run with this. So he said, Josh, Brandon, you guys, I'm 100% coachable. You just tell me what I need to do. And so he followed this system with us. He enrolled December 12th of just last year, and we ran with him. He barely missed Director 3, kind of like Brandon's story, barely missed Director 3. Most of his meetings that we did for his team was between Christmas and New Year's. Got him to Director 2. He made over $1,000. And so we buckled down in January, and we said, okay, Jared, we got a lot of people that we just recently enrolled through following our 2 and 20 program that I'll introduce you to you guys. Let's go ahead and run like crazy with everybody that wants to run with us. And so I helped Jared develop a couple Director 3s and a couple Director 2s in his organization in January. and he was able to go from Director 2 to Director 7, and this was his check for his first full month of being a part of Melaleuca. I mean, is that an incredible check, you guys? $10,500 for his first full month of being a part of Melaleuca? Because of the system that I'm going to introduce to you guys. It doesn't matter. If you ask Jared how much time he put into the business, in building his business in January, he was still a pretty busy guy. The entire month, he probably put in about 25 hours the entire month, not in a week, that's in a month. But because he's following the system, this is great for anybody that's a doctor or a stay-at-home mom. Anybody can follow this system that I'm going to show you guys how to do.